Hello, everyone. I'm here today with Rob Macdonald, the VP Exploration from Southern Silver. We are doing the backstage interview for the Silver Investor Forum. So welcome, Rob.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's a pleasure to be again here with you and at the Silver Investor Forum.
Super. Well, I'm glad we have a little more time to dig a little deeper and take some finer points a little further and get more detail on Southern Silver.
Yes, very good, very good. Fire away, I suppose.
Yeah. So, Rob, tell me, I know that you have a 20,000 meter drill program that you were telling me that you're in the final stages of completing. Can you give us a little more detail on where you've been focusing that drilling, what the goals are with that drilling as well?
Yes, of course. As you say, we started a 20,000 meter drill program in September of 2020. We're in the last stages, have the last 1,000 or 2,000 meters that we want to complete. And the focus has been on identifying and outlining new deposits in the area of the Cerro. And so this is an area, the Cerro is sort of round. And so we've been on one side, on the western side, and now we're focusing on the eastern side. And this is where we're looking to develop new deposits. So far we've been very, very encouraged with what we've seen. We've seen some exceptional grade mineralization in one hole. We had 8 meters of over 2,000 grams per ton silver equivalent. And we've seen some continuity with that style and that grade of mineralization. We've also been very encouraged that the mineralization that we've identified on the east side tends to be more silver enriched than mineralization that make up the average grade of the deposits that we've drilled to date. So again, that's all very encouraging and leaving us very pleased with the with the results. The net result will be we're going to have brand new deposits. They're going to be cumulative to the overall mineral resource that we have, and certainly in any sort of mining scenario, they would be able to be mined from the same facilities and the same infrastructure. And so that's all extremely encouraging, and we're happy with the way that that's going.
Excellent. I'm curious, has this area been mined historically? Has that been something that you know of or have seen, or is this all new to you?
Well, the area of the Cerro has actually a fair number of smaller artisanal mining operations. There is actually one central claim that we don't have. That is excluded from the resource, of course, where there is actually still some small-scale mining on the scale of 50 ton per day. However, the area that we're drilling right now, the Mina La Bacona target area, there is historic development going down around 200 meters below surface, and essentially there we're following the old adage: if you want to find more mineralization, drill under a headframe, and that's exactly what we're doing. And so we think that we found an extension of that main chute, the Bacona chute that we call it right now. We found a hanging wall zone a little bit to the east of that was previously unidentified or unknown. Again, thick zones of good high grade mineralization, and we're seeing some indications of a third chute that is potentially developed a little bit further to the north. Quazachi, and that's another area that again we're very encouraged about. So yes, there's been small scale mining. Some of it has, as I said, gone down a couple of 100 meters, well below the water table, and so we've just been able to extend it and maybe show connections between some of those zones of mineralization.
Great. I know that you're also focusing on, with a lot of this, the data from this drill program, to do an updated resource. Can you tell us a little bit about that and the timing and what would follow from there?
Yes. So we've coming to the end of the 20,000 meter program. We're compiling the data, starting the process of stitching together the wireframe and that sort of stuff, and working with our resource our resource specialist or a resource modeler. Garth Kirkham is the fellow that we use, and so we worked with Garth for the last several years, 3 different iterations of the resource up to now, and so the timing on that, we would anticipate, so after we lock it all up, probably about 8 weeks to get that out, and so we'd be looking toward the end of August, maybe the beginning of September, for that resource update. That will then give us new mineral resources that we can build into the engineering modeling that we've already conducted on the western side of the Cerro, where we have our known mineral resources. And the idea there is to continue building up the resource and identify what a larger mining complex would look like as a concept, and to pin an initial economic value on the project. This would be the first step in any of those pre-development or the pre-development work that one would do on a system. And but it's an essential step, and we're looking forward to getting that done. We'd be looking at that probably 6 months after we complete the resource, so maybe early 2022.
Okay, so I know that you already have an impressive sized resource as well as high grade for the size. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you're doing perhaps beyond the existing drilling and the existing resource in terms of looking for perhaps ways to expand that even further?
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are tremendously large systems. We know just to the south, La Paria, it's a composite system. There's epithermal veins associated with replacement deposits. I think they're doing mining on the replacement deposits now that are an analog to what we have at Cerro Las Manitas. A little bit further south is the San Martin deposit, and that's Grupo Mexico. And I think I've seen records of seeing that that's upwards of 60 million tons. And I believe Peter McGaw said, no, it's actually double that. And so, I mean, these things can be absolutely huge. Right now, we're sitting at a 24 million ton underground sulfide deposit. But we think that it can be bigger. We know that we're finding more resources on the eastern side. Our target is, with this next update, is to increase the resource to a 30 million ton deposit or more. And then continue exploring in the area. There's a claim that we actually reacquired back in 2019, and we completed more surface work on the project and have identified in oxide some high-grade silver mineralization with silver from dump samples from historic. It's more trenches. It wasn't actually adits or anything like that, but more like trenches and some older workings. Some higher grade silver mineralization, upwards of 500,000 gram per ton silver equivalent. And so this is new greenfields area. And so we've decided that once we complete drilling on in the area of the Cerro, we're going to step off, and it's less than a kilometer away, a few hundred meters away, and start doing some greenfields exploration on the El Sol claim. And so we're planning, 2,000 to 3,000 meters drilling on there, and that will continue exploration news flow right through the fall while we're doing the resource calculations.
Thanks for that. I mean, I know that you also have another project, the Oro project. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, the Oro project, it's a much earlier stage than Cerro Las Manitas. It's located in southern New Mexico, and it's on the eastern edge or the eastern extent of the Arizona Copper Belt. It's a big laramide copper moly gold system. We have a 20 square kilometer property package, and it expresses a radius in the zoning of 3.5 kilometers. We have this central, strongly altered, philically altered copper moly target. It's about 6 square kilometers in area, and it extends out, over 3 kilometers through a transitional replacement zone, silver lead zinc replacement zone, and into a distal gold zone. We have previously spent upwards of $3 million exploring both the porphyry target and the distal gold target. And we're looking at now, with the uptick in the copper price, of giving our investors more exposure to copper mineralization and retargeting the porphyry copper moly target. And so we've identified a 4,000 meter drill program, 6 holes. We're in the final stages of permitting on that and are going out sourcing a drill, and we should be drilling that in the September-October timeframe of this year. So essentially what we're lining up now is completion of the work at Cerro Las Manitas and the continued news flow of those results. Resource update, and then leading into the preliminary economic assessment. But while that's going on, we have greenfields exploration going on at the El Sol project, and that'll be happening in the summer timeframe. And then in the fall, we'll start drilling on Oro. And so it looks like, relatively continuous news flow. Good news, we all hope, carrying us through for the next 9 months or so.
Great. I guess maybe we can round out with one last topic, and that is how Southern Silver sits right now in terms of financially. I think you're in the process, or you're just about to close some financing. Can you tell us a little bit more on that?
Yes, yeah. We are actually in the enviable position for a junior explorer of really being cashed up and being in an excellent position to be able to move forward. We had, prior to the closing of this financing, we had $8 million in the bank. We're just in the final stages of completing a $12 million bought deal / non-brokered financing. The $9 million bought deal was closed 2 days ago. We have the $3 million non-brokered component is closing on Monday. So we'll be somewhere in the order of $21 million in the bank, and again in a very enviable position for a junior explorer, and again the ability to continue work on Cerro Las Manitas, El Sol, and the Oro project as we move forward.
It sounds like everything's lined up for an exciting second half of 2021 at Southern Silver, and certainly look forward to following the events.
I think so, and thank you for taking notice, and thank you for the exposure on your platform. I'm very happy to chat with you and to be able to speak to your subscribers.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Rob. It's been a pleasure, and we should follow up again soon.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter. Take care.